Welcome, dear friend, to Dreamy Detections, and thank you for choosing to spend your time here as a peaceful sanctuary. We hope this gentle story will help you fall asleep more easily and find a moment of gentle contentment. If this story brings you comfort, we would be so grateful if you would consider liking it and perhaps leaving a sweet comment to share your enjoyment. Tonight, we will be visiting the charming village of Willow Creek, a place where ancient trees whisper secrets to the breeze and gentle traditions bloom. Prepare to be enchanted by a world that offers a true respite, a quiet haven where stillness enfolds you and allows a profound sense of calm to wash over you. Chapter 1. Arrival Beneath the Willow. Eleanor Vance arrived in Willow Creek, feeling a gentle sense of peace settle upon her like a soft blanket. The journey had been smooth, the winding country roads unfolding with a quiet grace that mirrored the calm she sought. As her little car ambled down the lane, she glimpsed the ancient willow tree standing sentinel by the gently flowing creek, its long branches sweeping low as if in greeting. She immediately noticed the absence of the soft lavender ribbon that, from the few photographs she'd seen, usually adorned one of its lowest, most accessible branches. The quiet atmosphere of Willow Creek instantly felt welcoming, a soft embrace after the gentle hum of the road. Her prepared cottage awaited, a cozy haven promising rest and stillness. The air itself carried the sweet, pervasive scent of blooming honeysuckle, a fragrance that seemed to deepen the sense of calm with every breath. The lane opened into the village square, a charming tableau of quaint buildings and blooming window boxes. A few friendly faces offered quiet nods as she passed, their smiles warm and genuine. This was precisely the gentle pace she had envisioned, a world away from the hurried rhythms she had left behind. The absence of the ribbon felt less like a problem and more like a gentle question, a small curiosity in an otherwise serene setting. Her cottage, nestled just beyond the village proper, was a vision of simple charm. A welcoming porch swing beckoned, and a small garden overflowed with cheerful, nodding flowers. The entire scene seemed to exhale a sigh of pure contentment. As Eleanor parked her car, the soft crunch of gravel under the tires seemed remarkably loud in the stillness. She stepped out, taking in the soft sounds, the distant, gentle murmur of the creek, the rustling whisper of leaves from the grand willow, and the occasional chirping of birds settling in for the evening. The air was soft and pleasantly warm, carrying the delicate perfume of honeysuckle that seemed to weave through everything. It felt like stepping into a living painting, one rendered in gentle hues and tranquil strokes. Unlocking the cottage door felt like opening a promise. Inside, the air was cool and faintly scented with lavender, a soothing aroma that instantly made her feel at home. Sunlight streamed through the window panes, casting soft, elongated rectangles of light across the polished wooden floor. Dust motes danced lazily in these golden beams, adding to the dreamlike quality of the scene. Everything was neat and welcoming, a testament to the care of those who had prepared it for her. She wandered into the main room, her footsteps making soft thuds on the rug. A comfortable armchair by the window looked particularly inviting, a perfect spot for quiet contemplation. Beside it, a small table held a book and a delicate teacup, as if waiting for her to join them. This was not just a place to stay. It felt like a place to truly be, to settle into a rhythm of gentle observation and quiet appreciation. The world outside seemed to fade, leaving only the tranquil embrace of the cottage. Eleanor walked to the window, her gaze drawn back to the magnificent willow tree. Its long, graceful branches swayed with a subtle, almost imperceptible motion, as if breathing with the gentle pulse of the earth. She imagined the soft lavender ribbon that should have been there, a touch of whimsical color against the verdant green. Its absence was a mild mystery, a tiny ripple in the otherwise placid surface of Willow Creek. She found the kitchen to be well equipped and inviting, with a window overlooking a small blooming garden. The scent of honeysuckle was even stronger here, a sweet reminder of the natural beauty surrounding the village. She imagined preparing simple meals, her movements slow and deliberate, enjoying the quiet process. The gentle sounds of nature filtered in, creating a peaceful soundtrack to her imagined activities. As dusk began to settle, painting the sky in soft shades of rose and lavender, Eleanor felt a deep sense of contentment bloom within her. The quiet beauty of Willow Creek, the welcoming atmosphere of her cottage, and the gentle mystery of the missing ribbon all combined to create a profound sense of peace. She breathed deeply, allowing the tranquility to seep into her very being, ready for the gentle unfolding of this serene place. The evening settled around her like a comforting cloak, inviting a restful slumber. Chapter 2: Willow Creek's Gentle Observations. Eleanor began her first full day in Willow Creek with a slow, unhurried awakening. The soft light filtering through her curtains heralded a new day, and the distant, gentle murmur of the creek provided a calming soundtrack. She prepared a simple breakfast, savoring the quiet solitude and the subtle aroma of fresh coffee. Her cottage felt like a sanctuary, a peaceful bubble where the outside world's hurried pace simply ceased to exist. This was precisely the gentle rhythm she had longed for, a chance to simply observe and appreciate the quiet unfolding of life. Her morning walk took her along the creek path, the dappled sunlight filtering through the leaves of the willow trees, casting dancing patterns on the ground. The air was fresh and sweet, carrying the mingled scents of damp earth, wildflowers, and the distant comforting aroma of baking bread. She noticed the friendly waves from neighbors tending their gardens, their smiles as warm and genuine as the morning sun. Each greeting felt like a soft affirmation, a gentle welcome into the community's quiet embrace. The path led her towards the heart of Willow Creek, where the village bakery, the Cozy Crumb, beckoned with an inviting display of pastries and loaves. The scent of freshly baked bread was irresistible, a warm, yeasty fragrance that promised simple, delicious comfort. As she stepped inside, the gentle clinking of the bell above the door announced her arrival, and the baker, a kindly woman with flour dusting her apron, offered a warm smile. "Good morning, dear," the baker said, her voice as warm as the oven's. "May I help you find something delightful?" Eleanor asked about the village, and the baker, whose name was Mrs. Gable, shared a wealth of gentle information. She learned that the absence of the ribbon on the willow tree was indeed a topic of mild, pleasant conversation among the locals, a small quirk that added to the village's charm. Mrs. Gable mentioned that the ribbon usually appeared with the first warm breezes of spring, tied by children or passed down through generations. Eleanor continued her stroll, feeling a pleasant sense of curiosity bloom within her. She passed the small village post office where the postman, Mr. Abernathy, was sorting letters with methodical calm. He offered a cheerful wave and a friendly nod, his presence a steady, reliable part of the village's gentle tapestry. The overall impression of Willow Creek was one of serene continuity, where small routines form the comforting framework of daily life. She found a quiet bench by the creek, the water flowing with a soft, soothing sound. Dipping her fingers into the cool water, she watched the gentle ripples spread outwards, a visual representation of the calm that was settling over her. The leaves of the willow tree rustled above, their soft sibilance a lullaby against the quiet backdrop of the village. This was a place where observation was a gentle art, and where curiosity led to moments of quiet delight. As the day progressed, Eleanor allowed herself to simply be in Willow Creek. She browsed the small bookshop, breathing in the comforting scent of old paper, and admired the colorful displays in the local craft store. Each interaction was characterized by a gentle politeness and a shared appreciation for the village's peaceful ambiance. The absence of the ribbon remained a subtle undercurrent, a quiet question that invited contemplation rather than concern. She noticed the baker's signature flourish on a loaf of bread displayed in the bakery window, a tiny whimsical swirl of icing unique to each loaf, a small act of artistry that brought a smile to her face. It was these small, delightful details that made Willow Creek so special, so profoundly comforting. The town itself seemed to breathe with a quiet, contented sigh, a place where every element contributed to an atmosphere of profound peace. Eleanor returned to her cottage as the afternoon sun began to cast longer shadows. The lingering scent of honeysuckle and the distant sound of the creek created a feeling of deep ease. She felt a gentle sense of belonging already, a quiet connection to the serene corner of the world. The absence of the ribbon was no longer a question mark, but rather a soft invitation to simply appreciate the present moment, the quiet beauty of Willow Creek. Chapter 3: Shared Comforts and Soft Discoveries. The weekly village market in Willow Creek was a gentle affair, a gathering of neighbors and friends under the soft morning sun. Eleanor found herself drawn to the cheerful array of stalls laden with local produce, handcrafted items, and tempting baked goods. The air buzzed with a low, contented hum of conversation, punctuated by the occasional laughter of children. She meandered through the market, enjoying the kaleidoscope of colors and the mingling scents of fresh flowers, ripe berries, and warm pastries. She paused at a stall offering an array of potted herbs and found herself chatting with Miss Elara, a woman with kind eyes and a serene smile. Miss Elara spoke with a gentle wisdom about the willow tree by the creek, sharing that its traditions were deeply cherished by the village. She mentioned that the ribbon's absence was a curious thing this year, as it usually appeared with the early warmth, tied by children or simply found adorning a branch when the days grew longer. Miss Elara's words painted a picture of a community connected by shared customs and quiet traditions. Later, while enjoying a cup of herbal tea from a market stall, Eleanor overheard a snippet of conversation between two older gentlemen. They spoke of the willow tree and its ribbon, remarking that sometimes the wind, with its playful touch, might simply carry the ribbon away for a short while before a new one appeared, perhaps for the summer solstice. Their tone was one of gentle observation, a shared wonder that added to the village's comforting mystique. There was no urgency, no concern, just a shared appreciation for the willow's quiet presence. Eleanor then found herself near the post office, where Mr. Abernathy, the postman, was tying up his mail satchel. She approached him with a friendly smile, and he responded with his usual warm demeanor. He too shared a thought about the willow's ribbon, mentioning that he'd noticed the willow seemed particularly vibrant this year, as if anticipating a special occasion. He added with a soft chuckle that he sometimes saw squirrels scampering near the willow, and perhaps they had a playful part to play in the ribbon's temporary disappearance. His perspective was always grounded in the simple, observable details of village life. As she continued her market rounds, Eleanor felt a growing sense of connection to the people of Willow Creek. Their shared interest in the willow's ribbon was not an investigation, but rather a communal expression of care and gentle curiosity. It was a subtle thread that wove them together, a shared, pleasant anticipation. The absence of the ribbon became a gentle conversation starter, fostering quiet moments of connection and shared smiles among neighbors. She purchased a small jar of local honey, its golden hue radiating warmth, and a bouquet of fragrant lavender. The scent of the lavender was deeply soothing, reminding her of the soft color the ribbon was said to be. Holding these simple treasures, Eleanor felt a profound sense of peace settle over her. Willow Creek wasn't just a place to visit, it was a place to experience, to absorb the gentle rhythms and the quiet comforts that permeated every corner. The conversations she'd had, the shared observations about the willow, all contributed to a feeling of belonging. There was a warmth here, a genuine kindness that made her feel welcomed and at ease. The puzzle of the missing ribbon was not a challenge to be solved, but a gentle prompt for shared stories and community connection, enriching her experience of Willow Creek's peaceful charm. As the market began to wind down, the sun still high and warm, Eleanor felt a deep sense of gratitude for this tranquil village. The soft sounds, the gentle interactions, the simple beauty of the market, it all contributed to a feeling of profound ease. She knew with a quiet certainty that she had found the peaceful respite she had been seeking, a place where the gentle unfolding of community and nature offered a balm for the soul. The willow tree standing patiently by the creek seemed to hold its secret softly, waiting for the right moment. Chapter 4. The Willow's Gentle Reprise. The day of the summer solstice dawned with a soft, golden light that seemed to infuse Willow Creek with a gentle, welcoming warmth. Eleanor woke feeling a profound sense of calm, the quiet stillness of the morning a perfect invitation to embrace the day. She dressed in her softest clothes and made her way towards the grand old willow tree, its familiar presence by the creek a constant source of peaceful reassurance. The air was soft and fragrant, carrying the sweet scent of honeysuckle and the faintest, almost imperceptible hum from the nearby creek. As she approached the willow, Eleanor saw a small group of villagers gathered quietly beneath its sweeping branches. There were no boisterous greetings, no anxious whispers, just a shared sense of peaceful anticipation. She recognized Mrs. Gable and Miss Ilara among them, their faces serene and content. The atmosphere was one of quiet celebration, a communal appreciation for the simple beauty of tradition and nature's gentle unfolding. Then Eleanor saw her. A little girl, no older than 6, with bright, curious eyes and a smile that radiated pure joy, was carefully tying a new, soft lavender ribbon onto one of the willow's lowest branches. The ribbon was a perfect shade, its color mirroring the soft hues of the twilight sky. The girl's movements were deliberate and careful, as if she understood the quiet significance of her task. This was the gentle Reprise, the soft continuation of the village tradition. The girl, whose name Eleanor learned was Lily, turned to the assembled villagers, her voice clear and sweet. "My grandma made this for the willow," she announced, her eyes shining. "She said it helps the willow whisper happy dreams." Lily's simple explanation resonated with the gentle magic of Willow Creek, transforming a missing ribbon into a shared moment of connection and love. The community responded with soft murmurs of appreciation and gentle smiles. Mrs. Gable knelt to speak with Lily, her expression one of tender fondness. Miss Ilara reached out and gently touched the lavender ribbon, her touch as soft as a butterfly's wing. Eleanor felt a profound sense of peace wash over her, a feeling deeper and more settled than she had experienced in a long time. The willow tree, adorned once more, seemed to rustle its leaves in a soft, contented sigh, as if offering its thanks. The collective feeling among the villagers was one of quiet satisfaction, a gentle understanding that traditions, like the willow's branches, simply grew and adapted. The absence of the ribbon earlier in the season was now a sweet memory, a prelude to this moment of simple, heartfelt joy. Eleanor felt a tear of quiet happiness trace a path down her cheek, a silent acknowledgement of the beauty in this peaceful resolution. She spent a few more moments by the willow, absorbing the tranquility of the scene. The creek's soft hum seemed a little clearer now, a gentle lullaby accompanying the rustling leaves. The sun, climbing higher, cast a warm, benevolent glow over the village, illuminating the simple beauty of their shared tradition. It was a moment of perfect contentment, a gentle culmination of the quiet curiosity that had graced Willow Creek. As the villagers began to disperse, exchanging soft goodbyes, Eleanor felt a deep sense of belonging. She had arrived seeking peace, and she had found not only that, but also a gentle connection to a community that cherished simple wonders. The willow tree stood tall and graceful, its lavender ribbon a soft beacon of continuity and quiet joy. Willow Creek had woven its gentle magic around her, leaving her with a feeling of profound, lasting peace. She knew this was a place where her soul could truly rest.